everyone, I'm Sage Valentine and welcome to my channel of the same name. Right now I'm going to review the following, Season 3, Episode 2, entitled Boxed In. I love this show and the fact that even though Joe Carroll does not appear on screen, everything seems to come right on back to him. So for all the fans that are worried or upset or a little angry and have posted and tweeted all over social media, just so you know, Joe Carroll will appear this season. I do believe that. I think a lot of people have kind of like tuned out a bit because they feel like Michael Ealy's character is going to take over for Joe Carroll, but there's only one Joe Carroll, and I don't think the writers are going to get rid of him in any way, shape, or form. Like, he's always going to find his way out of stuff. He's always going to come back. And I thought that it was pretty funny that we were made to believe during this episode that Ryan Hardy was riding in that helicopter on his way to that prison facility that looked like the super duper max facility. We were made to believe that he was going to see Joe Carroll, especially after Agent Reyes was just like, this guy has a link to Joe Carroll. They're talking about Andrew because he and Joe Carroll went to the same school. You need to go and talk to Joe. So again, we're thinking that he's going to go see, Ryan is going to see Joe, but he actually ends up seeing Dr. Strauss, which is Joe Carroll's boarding school or prep school teacher, who apparently also taught Andrew. So anyway, I thought that was pretty funny, and how they really didn't show Strauss's face, like they did a flash of the hands. I'm thinking, oh, it's Joe Carroll, and we're going to get to see his beard and everything, but unfortunately we didn't. As far as this episode goes, I know that being related to, friends with, a lover of Ryan Hardy is not a good thing, and he is literally a liability, and he got Agent Clarke killed and his wife traumatized. And it just was a sad episode because even though Ryan Hardy was like the main character, we were able to see different flashbacks of his interactions with Clarke and how Clarke had a heart attack because of the stress of that lie wearing him down. And the fact that Clarke, for the most part, felt like, if it gets too bad, I'm not letting this job come between me and my wife. I love my wife, as we were able to see when he came when she called about that migraine. So he was a pretty awesome husband, in my opinion. And it's a shame that he ended up dying this episode, because he seemed to have like kind of a big part last season, if I remember correctly. It's just really, really sad. Anytime a character dies on this show, I just feel kind of bad for the character. Even Emma. As much as Emma got on my nerves, I kind of missed Emma when she died. I mean, some people cheered. I was like, okay, I really, really do miss Emma. And it would be pretty funny, though, if she really didn't die in season 2 and she came back. But that's a whole nother video to even record. Okay, as far as that murderous couple, they are not going to last long this season. And I can see Daisy dying before Kyle, because Kyle just can't keep his mouth shut. And Kyle made the mistake of questioning Mark, who is not in the right state of mind, and needless to say, he nearly lost his life. He's lucky that the only thing that was cut was his hand. And Daisy is trying to tell Kyle, like, we need to play along because Mark is crazy, but Kyle is not listening. That's why I think that Daisy would be the first person to go between those two, and then when they're done with Kyle, then they'll kill Kyle. Okay, as far as Mark goes this season, Mark is just a mess. I feel so sorry for him, even though he's like this psychopathic crazy killer. Because in season 2, if you remember, but if you haven't watched, just listen up here. In season 2, he was kind of emo, a little bit sensitive, a little bit sweet. Seemed to be sweet on Emma last season. And this season, it feels like he has taken on a second personality. Like he has literally internalized everything about his brother Luke to kind of cope with the death of Luke and Lily. And he's done so to the point whereas he's taken the craziest parts of his brother And whenever he gets mad, he seems to just like combine his anger with Luke's anger, and it's just extremely explosive. Do I see him making it to the end of this season? Probably not, but then judging by the writing of this season and previous seasons, you never know, but I don't think he will. And if he does, they're going to kind of push him out of the way, away from their goal of what they want to do. Because Mark is kind of foolish, and he should have disguised himself better, because that's how the FBI found him. They found him on that surveillance tape, like he made way too many mistakes. And I really wish that we could find out how Joe Carroll and Lily Gray and all the rest of the crazies find these people that are willing to give up their time and their lives, their mortality, for this cause. Like, what exactly is the bigger picture besides killing people? Like, just seriously, that just brings out all of these people, because I really don't think it's just that whole book that Joe Carroll wrote. I think for the most part, it has to be something much bigger. All right. As far as Agent Carter, though, I felt so sorry that he had to die the way that he did. He didn't deserve it, but because of that lie, and because Ryan Hardy didn't follow Mark's instructions and go on TV and tell the world, listen, we made a mistake. We, for the most part, got together and we killed Lily Gray, and we did it in a devious way. Basically, Carter was the casualty, and I do agree with Andrew that there will be more casualties this season. For some reason, I feel like Max Hardy is going to die this season. Not because I don't like her, because I do like her character, but it's just like, anytime you have a character and the character's kind of pushed to the side a little bit during the season, especially in this show, they tend to get killed off a little bit, especially when that person comes out as the voice of reason. Something always ends up happening to them. Okay, Neil. Neil freaked me out. Alright, that dude turns crazy at the drop of a hat. Like, he's worse than Andrew and his crocodile tears. Like, I had no clue what was going to go in that box. I figured it was going to be somebody's head. However, once Neil explained the whole paralyzing, dislocating joints, and stuffing a conscious person, i.e. Agent Carter or Clarke, I'm not sure if it's Carter or Clarke, into that box, and the fact that he was in that box for all that time, and then by the time the FBI got to him, he had died. And it must have been pretty bad to the point where they didn't show it to us on TV, regardless of it not, like, of them not showing us anything too gory. This must have been pretty crazy. So maybe they'll show this as a scene, or an extra cutout scene for, what's the word? It's not a cutout scene. For a, oh my gosh. For a deleted scene on the DVD for the 3rd season. What else can I discuss with you guys? Okay. When this new baddie shows up, he is going to throw Ryan for a loop, because all of this stuff is doing nothing but distracting him, and it is weakening him. And whoever this is that is running the show at this point, while Joe Carroll basically sits in jail and kind of sits in wait until they break him out, because I do believe that somebody's going to break him out this season. This particular person, when they appear, is going to just wreak havoc. And I am all here for it. Michael Ealy, my fingers are crossed, because I cannot wait. It's going to be a semi kind of almost human reunion with Michael Irby, aka Andrew, and Michael Ealy for Almost Human. I can't wait to see who else is going to appear on this season. I remember last season, Emily Kinney, aka Beth Green from The Walking Dead, appeared, so I'm basically waiting to see who they're going to pop up for this particular season. Other than that, that's about it for my review. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Sage Valentine. Don't forget to rate this video, leave your comments about this particular season, where you think it's going, and what you think this new bad guy is going to be like, and when you think Joe Carroll is going to appear. Because I'm more than sure he's going to appear when we least expect it. And click that subscribe button and join my brand of crazy, because I have a crap load of reviews coming this summer, and I would love for you all to tune in and enjoy them. So until next time, Twitter, Google+, Sage Valentine. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. You all take care. Bye, everyone. Bye, guys.